attends Jacob Adams Elementary. She's a second grader there. So I have a lot of respect for Henrico Public Schools. I have within the last few weeks tried to reach out to the principal of the school, who I happened to see on that Bliss program video, Ms. Lowry, to see about setting up a STEM program at the school, because my daughter has been interested in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I'm sure you all know that. And I didn't get any response from her until I contacted Dr. Hall, who was the former principal there. I CC'd him, and she basically responded to me then. And I contacted Dr. Hall, and he sent me an email saying he forwarded it to Dr. McLean Adams. I have not heard back from anybody. The only thing that I have gotten back is a sheet saying that if you're interested, you can sign up for a STEM program, but they need at least 10 kids, and I've heard nothing else. It is unacceptable to me as a parent, as a taxpayer, that you have a mantra up there that says that all students in bold print will achieve, but every STEM program that I have looked for has been in the far west end. It is unreasonable to me that within a 10-mile radius of my house, there are 5 elementary schools, and the Bricks for Kids program gentleman told me that he only needed 10 to run a class, with parents that will put up $50 to pay for the after-school program one time a week. You have Radcliffe, Glenlee, Ash, Adams, and Harvey within a 10-mile radius of each other. You will not tell me that you can't get 10 parents to put up $50. That's not reasonable. Nobody will respond to me. I should not have to take my daughter to the West End all the way from where I live, and I live on this side of town because I choose to, and I like this side of town. It's, International National Coding Week. My daughter has not done any code this week. I find it interesting that you had your tech person up here, your tech director up here. My daughter has no technology in her school. I have more technology in my house than Adams has in their school, but I pay the same tax rate that people in the West End pay. This is not an uncommon practice, which is why Henrico Public Schools has been under investigation all of these years. So, you know, everybody, it's unacceptable to me to know that I can get STEM people into a prison to work with young people and juveniles as well as adults that have 20 to 30 years for all kinds of crimes, but I can't get a STEM person into an elementary school. We have an entire math and science center over here, a math and science innovation center. I got a flyer for one program last year, one out of the entire school. You have all of these people with all of this talent, all of these positions, and my daughter, every type of enrichment my daughter gets, I have to provide, and it is not right. I want to know what you all are going to do as a school board to tell me what you're going to do for these kids, because you're talking about the schools over here aren't accredited. While I happen to know that many of these kids become disengaged at the elementary level. You got the Bliss program, and everybody in the Bliss program on their video, 80% of them, 90% of them look like me. You know, I work in the prisons with these kids. Everybody wants to help these kids when they're locked up, disengaged. I have kids that have come to me in years past that have graduated from, that come out of high school that are 17 years old with 1 credit because they can't pass SOLs. If they had some engagement at the lower level, perhaps that would help them. If you want to raise your test scores, be proactive and not reactive. Return phone calls to concerned parents. You say parents aren't involved, return phone calls, return emails. You get a check for it. Your staff, they get a check. The same way I do, they get a check too. And it's very upsetting to me, but I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to my concerns this evening, and everyone have a good evening.
Thank you.